Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do my April TBR. Um, Today's the 16th, so I'm a little behind for the month, but I wanted to get this out there, so I'm gonna go ahead and record it real quick. Um, so this month, because we are a little bit further into the month already, I've already completed a few books, so I'm just gonna show you those. Um, I I didn't do a video. I might do a video later on, kind of catching you guys up on what I've read in January, February, March, since I wasn't posting to YouTube at that time. Um, but I did do a March kind of wrap up over on my blog, so I'll link that below. Um, so on there, I talked about a new series that I read that I started reading in March, and I finished the series now in April. So that series is here. It's the Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. And so in um, now in April, I read A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then which is the third book, and then I read the fourth book, A Court of Frost and Starlight. This series was amazing. My coworker let me borrow her books back in March, and or actually no, in February. But I was finishing up Thrillathon in February, and then I started the books in March, and I absolutely loved this series. She told me how much she loved it and how good she thought it was, but I was not prepared. I loved it so much, and um, the third book, A Court of Wings and Ruin, was my favorite book of the series. It destroyed me. I sat in bed like sobbing, and my husband thought that I was crazy. So, um, there is a fifth book. I don't know when it's coming out. It has yet to be announced. But I finished that now in April, and then my coworker, when I gave her those books back, she actually gave me Sarah's other series. I think they're called Throne of Glass series. Um, and there's like, I don't know, 8 or 10 books in that series. So I'm gonna start reading those. I think I'm gonna read those in May actually, because I'm trying to finish up some other books, and I want to read um, the books that I've received from Owl Crate. I have Owl Crate books and Book of the Month Club books that I've received that I just haven't even touched. So I want to get through those before I start a whole new series, especially a series that is that long. So I read these books in April, and then I'm also reading um, Four Dead Queens. This cover is it just blows me away every time I look at it. So you can see I kind of started tabbing a little bit over here. This was one of the Owl Crate books I received. Um, I I lost my train of thought. So, like I said, I've received 2 books so far in my Owl Crate, and then I have a bunch of Book of the Month Club books sitting on my shelf at work that I want to get through. And this is my first time like annotating or like taking notes through a book, and so far I'm actually really liking it. At first I didn't know how I was gonna like it. I feel like it's like I'm studying. Like my husband was like, "Are you doing a book report? Like what are you doing?" Um, but I actually really like it. It kind of forces me to slow down. I tend to skim when I read, just to kind of get through quicker and skip over the parts that maybe aren't really necessary. But I've noticed that when I do that, I don't retain as much, and I'm not really like fully comprehending as much. So I like doing this so far because it forces me to slow down and kind of think things through. So I'm really liking that so far. So I just started this last night, and it is still going because I am slowly taking notes. Um, but so far I'm really liking it, and again, this cover is just beautiful. Um, and then the next book, my next Owl Crate book, was Crown of Feathers. This one I will start once I'm done with Four Dead Queens. This was my other Owl Crate book, and my next Owl Crate should be here sometime this week. So I'll be getting another book. Yeah, I'm gonna start this month, and then the rest of my books are like ebooks or audiobooks. So I'm gonna have those on the iPad. So I already finished, like I said, A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Frost and Starlight. And then I also finished The 100. It was really bright. But I finished The 100, and then I went straight and read, I don't know if you can even see that, The 100 Day 21, which is the second one. I'm gonna, I want to start the third one, which I think is called Homecoming. This month, I'm trying to get to it, but I also want to finish my book club read, which is Gone Girl. I'm only a few chapters into this, but I have the whole month to read it. And I've noticed I can get through audiobooks pretty quickly if I want to, because I do have a good half an hour, 45-minute drive to work and home each day. So I can listen to almost 2 hours worth of a book just on my commute. And then I can play it while I'm at work also and get through a good amount of it because I'm at work for 8 hours. But Gone Girl, I'm assuming, I've never read this before, assuming based on the movie that there may be parts that are not work appropriate. And I know some of the language hasn't been appropriate for work, especially because I work in HR. So having a team member walk into my office with an audiobook that's cussing is probably not the best idea in HR. So I'm kind of keeping that for my commute to and from work. So that's a little slow going. I'm having a hard time like really sticking with it, but we'll see. I do want to finish it though. Like I've said before, it takes a lot for me to DNF a book, and I don't think I'm quite there yet. Then I'm reading this arc. The cover is very light, so you almost can't see it. Kingdom Cold. This is an ebook that I'm reading the arc of. It's okay. I'm making my way through it. I don't know. I'll give a review once I'm done with it, but so far I would say it's probably a 2, maybe a 3-star. Then Crown of Feathers, like I said. And then I'm working on these Catherine Locke books. Catherine Locke is an author who wrote some other books that I read back in February that I really loved. She wrote the Balloon Maker series, so The Girl with the Red Balloon and The Spy with the Red Balloon. And then these are her other books, Second Position and Finding Center. They're about like ballet dancers, and that's a trope that I just love. So I've started this one, and I started it back in March, I think, actually, and I haven't finished it. I've just had other stuff that I wanted to get through first, but I hope to finish these this month. So there's that one, and then there's Finding Center, and then, like I said, I did A Court of Rings in Ruin. So I think altogether I have, and then, actually there's a couple more. I'm trying to read, I finished I Hate Fairyland Volume 1 back in March, and then I'm slowly making my way through Volume 2. This is a really easy read, so if I wanted to finish it pretty quick, I could. But because I know that I can finish it quick, I'm kind of putting it off. But that's another one I want to get through this month. And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for this month. So I think in total, if I follow the number on my Goodreads, if I were to finish all of these books this month, that would be a total of 11 books. That's a really good amount for me. Usually I can get through 6 to 8 if I throw in some quick audiobooks in there. I don't like to, some people can get through, 13, 14, 15 books in a month. That happened once in February, and that was because it was readathon, and I had to push myself to really read that many books. I don't want to, I really enjoy reading, and I never want to read just for the sake of how many books can I get through. I don't want to just speed read through it just for the sake of finishing, to be able to say, oh, I did 15 books I read 15 books this month. I want to read because I enjoy it and because I'm immersing myself in the story. Not so that I can say, hey, I read 15 books this month. So I like to take my time, and I'm trying to keep myself in the mindset of, however many books I finish is what I finish. If that's 2 books, if that's 5 books, if that's 10 books, great. Some months are going to be better than others. And that's fine. I have a goal of reading 60 books in the year, and right now I think I'm at 22, so I don't think that's bad. We're not even halfway through the year yet. So if I can get, by June, if I can get, to 30 books, which I think is maybe 7 more books, which I should be able to do in April, May, and then June, I'll be halfway to my goal. So I definitely think I've set like a good pace. And if if I'm a few shy, that's fine. But again, I don't want to ever just quickly read and get through a book just to say that I finished it. I want to actually be intentional about reading it and make sure that I'm actually enjoying myself. So yeah, that is everything that I have for this month. Like I said, I might do, and I've actually started recording a few times, but I keep getting interrupted, a video basically a wrap up of, I guess you could say quarter 1, January, February, March, because like I said, I wasn't on YouTube really that at that time. So I may do that. And then I have a reading vlog that I'm working on editing that'll be going up again, probably this week. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I will, if you want to like or subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books. What did you think of them? And I will see you guys next time. Bye.